Okay, from this topic, today's topic, we're talking about turning point on a quadratic graph. And before we can be able to solve a question under this turning point on a quadratic graph, we must have a knowledge about computing squared. Example, if I have x squared plus bx plus c, and I want to make this a computing squared, the first thing I have to do is to multiply the coefficient of x by half, or I can say divide the coefficient of x by half and minus it by the new result you have. Or I can simply say it, ignore this. When you ignore c, you have x squared plus bx. Now in this x squared plus bx, I will write this in the form of x plus b over 2, then square it, then minus it by this b over 2 all squared, before I can now bring back my c. So this is completing the squared method in factorization. So that is the knowledge we use in solving the turning point on a graph, on a quadratic graph. Okay, let's do example. In case our example may be asked to find the turning point, of the equation. They give the equation to be x squared minus 5x plus 3. Let me just give that an example. X squared minus 5x plus 3. Let's find the turning point of the graph. Find the turning point of the graph of this equation. Turning point of the graph of this equation. Now, in this case, the first I'm going to do, first of all, is I'm going to ignore this 3, divide this by 2. That is, I will have x squared minus 5x. This will give me, I will transfer this in completing squared, which this will give me x minus 5 over 2, then all we squared, and I will minus it 5 over 2 squared. By then I can now bring down my 3 plus 3. Now in this case, solving this more, we have this to be x minus, divide this, we have 2.5 squared minus 2.5 squared plus 3. And this simply gives me, to bring down this, x minus 2.5 squared minus, find the square of 2.5, and that gives me 6.25. 6.25 plus 3. I can then check minus 6.25 plus 3, bring down this 2.5 squared, then minus 6.25 plus 3, that will give me a minus 3.25. so minus 3.25. this is completely squared. Now I'm going to find the turning point. Therefore, for me to find the turning point, I'll say that x minus 2.5 squared. This x minus 2.5 squared will be equal to 0. This will be equal to 0 when x is 2.5, because if x is 2.5, 2.5 minus 2.5 is 0. So this gives us when x is 2.5. So when x is 2.5, that means that this will be equal to 0. Then going back to this graph, if I have this graph to be y equal to x minus 2.5 squared minus 3.25. In this case, x minus 2.5, when this is 0, y will now be minus 3.25. So when this is 0, y will now be minus 3.25. Then the turning point, as we have at the coordinate x and y, the turning point will be x is 2.5 and y is minus 3.25. This is the turning point of the graph. Okay, now if we are drawing this graph, assuming I have this to be the graph, let me give an example because I need to draw the graph. If you draw this graph, what is the turning point? Is at the point at which the graph turn or have a smooth curve. Here x is 2.5, y is minus 3. Okay, if I assume that here is 2.5 and maybe here is minus 3.25, so the turning point will be at this point. So at this point is where the graph will turn. So this is what we call the turning point. So in some cases, what happens if I have a turning point at this point? In this case, you see, if I have a turning point at this point, that means that the equation has no solution. It has no solution. It has no root. Because if this turn, it can go like this, it can go like that. That means I will have some value of x. But in this point, when it turns on it, in this case, I will not have any value of s. In this case, we can say that the equation has no solution. So this is how we solve a turning point. Let me quickly solve one more example. If we have something like x squared minus 7x minus 12, and we asked to find the turning point of the graph, the turning point of this graph. First of all, what I'm going to do is I will change this to completing squared. Ignore minus 12 first. We have x squared minus 7x, which I can write in the form x minus 7 divided by 2 all squared, then minus 7 divided by 2 all squared. Now in this case, I can now add my minus 12. I hope you can see it there. I can now bring down my minus 12. So this will now give me x minus, if I divide this, I have 3.5 squared minus 3.5 squared minus 12. So that gives me that x minus 3.5 squared minus 3.5 squared will give me 12.25. 12.25 minus 12. I will minus this, bring down this, x minus 3.5 squared minus 12.25 minus 12 will give me minus 24.25. I think so. So from this point now, this is what we call the completing squared. Now I'll have to bring out the point that will make it a turning point. The points of x and y will be at this point, x minus 3.5 squared will be equal to 0. This will be equal to 0 when x is equal to 3.5. When x equal to 3.5, 3.5 minus 3.5 is 0. So this will be equal to 0 when x is 3.5. So let's find the value of y. We said y is now equal to this turning point, x minus 3.5 squared minus 24.25. So at this point, when this is 0, y will now be equal to minus 24.25. So the turning point will now be, for that of x, y coordinate, it will be x is 3.5 and y is minus 24.25. So this is our turning point. Thank you. The next class we are going to solve a full question under this turning point.